Do-do-do.
Harstem,
Hey, hello.
how's it going?
Phenomenal.
So you think you can get top 50?
When I message you, yes. I played 4 games since then. I'm not so sure anymore.
No, those are not your first 4 games. You used to play Warcraft 3.
I played Warcraft. So I started, I think, in 2006, but I couldn't find a copy of the Frozen Throne until 2008 in my local Bart Smith, which is a toy store basically, which also sold computer games. And then at some point they finally had it. It was like a last sale, like I think I got it for €5 back then. It was. I was like, finally I got the expansion set, and I can start playing with the big boys.
Oh my god.
And then I played I very seriously, not very well, but I was very serious about it. I played a lot of Warcraft 3 up until Starcraft 2 came out.
You were very
I
young.
believed I was young. Starcraft 2 came out when I turned 16, the day after I turned 16. And from 14 to 16, I played a lot of Warcraft 3, and I believed I was very good at it back then. Now I realize I wasn't quite as good as I like to believe, but the young ones, they always have a little bit of overconfidence. It's important.
Yeah, I remember when I first saw you into the scene, into the Dutch Warcraft scene, which was quite a nice club, right?
Mm-hmm.
You were 14. You were undead, and do you remember us scrimming together?
Maybe. I think you played with me twice, just for jokes, though.
I thought it was a little bit more. So basically, I liked it when there were new talent coming up in Warcraft 3 in the scene. And I offered us to scrim some together, so I would play like my main race, and then I realized, well, you were really young, but you kind of sucked. And then I played you with like my other races and see if I can still win with that, etc. And then I remember you always played Death Knight and Fiends, and then Lich, and the scene. Yeah, you were only there for a couple of years, and then Starcraft came out. So yeah, eventually we practiced Starcraft 2 together, didn't we?
Yeah, quite a lot.
When you visited my house to practice together, that was for Starcraft, right?
Yes, correct.
And then you were I feel like you were overtaking me pretty big. You have like double the APM almost. 358
I think
games.
I don't think that's true. I think at that point we were very, very close. I actually always thought you were still a bit better. At least a lot more clutch than I was. I was always a little bit predictable.
I had a bit more tournament experience maybe, but I felt like you had better APM, and your builds were like clean. I loved the attention to detail you had in your builds. But Warcraft 3, maybe you were just a little too young. And then you were like a Reign of Chaos Andy for a couple of years. Yeah. And you didn't get to play a lot of tournaments, I guess, back then. Mostly play ladder.
Some local tournaments I played in which I always got mercilessly beaten because legitimately everyone was better than me in the Dutch scene. There were 10 people and they all destroyed me. And I played an offline qualifier for IESF in 2010, which I took out one player.
Who did you beat?
The Snow Dart.
The Snow Dart. The evil guy. Translation for the non-Dutchies.
Yeah. I was very happy with that because he always was much better than me. And then I got taken out by... Actually, you beat me.
Did I? Oh.
You did beat me. I remember we were talking before and you said... you said, I'm not sure which race I'm going to play. And I said, I don't really care what you do, but just play your main race. Otherwise, I will feel humiliated if I lose.
That's usually...
And then you played... You played Tauren Chieftain first, and you hit every stomp and got a surround on my hero every single time.
When I think of how I played, I feel a little evil sometimes because I felt like if I can beat someone with my off race or a terrible strategy, then I can humiliate them a little harder so that they never dare to.
Yeah, I preempted that. I knew already.
Yeah, you were trying to prevent it, and then I went TC first. You didn't think of all the small letters of the contract.
Exactly.
I'm checking the ISF. I got second that year internationally behind Soccer, who I don't think ever went to Starcraft. But didn't you win Starcraft 2 tournament? Some IEM?
I won GPL 2016, and which was in China, and I won Home Story Cup 13.
Sick.
Yeah.
Who did you play in the finals?
In
The Home
I
Story
played
Cup.
Scarlet. I played in the finals.
Wow, you beat Scarlet. So sick.
Yeah, Snoot in the semis, Scarlet in the finals.
And then a couple of days ago, I said, "Yo, Hearthstone, do you ever think about learning Warcraft 3?" And your surprise shocked me. I mean, your reaction shocked me. You're like, "Yeah, I'll play Warcraft 3." And not only that, but I'm going to practice for a month and you're going to train me. And I want to play against someone really good as well at the end of it.
Yeah, I mean, it shouldn't be a joke when I put time into something, right? So we should do it well. That's what I meant.
Yeah.
You know, I don't want to show up here. You coach me once and then I don't use it. So I want to do it properly for a month, and I'm gonna destroy someone good. That's the plan. Yeah.
So you said you're going to get top 50. And I tried to be very charitable in my study of what top 50 is. Right? And when I look at the rankings, you've got the top 50 Grandmasters. Happy is rank 1, 2, and 3. First to break 3,000 MMR. The bottom of the rankings is someone from France called Palikari. His MMR is 2,360. That's pretty high. I was thinking maybe we can put you up against the 2K MMR. Now, if we don't look at Grandmaster, but Masters, and we look at the top 50 there, I'm actually in that at the moment. I'm at rank 38, so rank 88 world right now of the online rankings. If we go all the way to the bottom, that's about 2,000 MMR. That feels very doable. So top 100, I think it's a good goal, but let's also see if we can get to the top 50, which would be insane if you did that in a month and would require significant homework.
Yeah, I'm done with that. That's no problem.
How much time do you have? Don't you have other content pipelines set up?
Yeah, but sometimes in life things come up that are more important. And then, you know, all my other contents, they're evergreens. You know, I can always release that later, or I can do that at another time. But this is a once in a lifetime opportunity that you got to jump on. So I'm here to dedicate some time.
I love your enthusiasm. Then let's begin. Your training arc begins now.
All right.
So, race. You said you're going to go orc because I'm orc. I think that's our best chance to get you to top 50.
Yeah, I like it too. I played 6 games already.
Okay. Any replays?
I think most of them are just me trying out the hotkeys. I don't think it's super interesting, to be honest.
Okay.
Yeah,
anyway,
it's funny.
These hotkeys look fine. You are advanced enough that I think we don't have to go through the replay. I feel like just to kind of get a bearing of where you're at right now, it'd be great to just do a ladder game.
Okay.
And I'm not going to coach you either. I'm mostly just going to watch.
Yeah, for sure.
And I'll ask you a couple of questions, that's all. So I'm not going to do like the hype coaching where do this, do this, do this. Here we go.
Codfish.
Codfish. Do you like fish sticks?
I'm vegetarian.
Oh. Were you already vegetarian back then?
I switched at some point. So I was a vegetarian, then I wasn't, and then I was.
Were you a vegetarian in 2012?
Yes.
So did Cass and I cook for you vegetarian?
Yeah, most definitely. No, actually, back then it was later. It wasn't in 2012. It was way later that I visited your house.
Oh, maybe it's 2014.
Yeah, I wasn't vegetarian anymore at that point.
Oh, okay, cool. I see. You managed to set it up, the OBS virtual camera thing?
Yes, it works for you, right?
No, it doesn't. Here we go. I'm mostly watching. Did you watch anyone's replays in order to prepare for your first games?
I watched... one sec. What's he called? The good orc.
Lin.
Yeah. But I watched like one game just to see how many workers I had to build, really. That was about as far as I went. I think he builds this amount of workers, then usually he gets a grunt, but I think I messed something up with my build, and then you start your next worker. Because my barracks was a little bit late. You missed that part, but...
Twisted is force cross.
Oh, really?
These days. Just so you know.
Okay, according to me, this is the correct amount of stuff.
Did you see what race you're playing against?
I think he was a human.
Yeah. Let's see. Did you play Orc back then or just Undead?
Undead.
So these are your first games of Orc and you're 4-2 on W3 Champions.
Yeah.
Where are you going?
Over here, and I'm gonna send one here.
Okay. You think he? Where do you think he's creeping?
This.
Laboratory. Okay.
Oh, I was wrong. What? No, I wasn't.
That's a footman pull. It helps to creep the laboratory effectively. Nice. Nice. A lot of XP. What do you think he's doing?
He's gonna creep this thing. The thing.
Yeah, Expo.
Yeah,
Did you know why his Archmage was slow?
I had no clue.
Formations. He has formations on.
Ah. That's useless.
That's nice. Nice. What's your plan now?
This is the thing I struggled with the most. I legitimately have no plan every single time. I want to get a bestiary.
Let's not talk about the specifics. Are you ending him or are you expanding or tier 3ing? 3 options.
I didn't know these were the options.
Yeah, those are the options. You can, because he's gonna have an expo, you can try to cancel expo, of course. He's gonna run away. He will try the expo, so you either need your own expansion. Oh, nice try. Or tier 3.
I can also just instant tier 3.
Sure. Instant tier 3. Bestiary for map control. And then you will tiny great hole counter expand. During moments like this, you should control groups separately. Blade in one group, grunts in another. Then you can send grunts to the expo. And you can use Blade to track him. Or join your grunts. The moment you move on different areas. Is he expanding? Are you sure he is? Okay. Shadow items. You're walking past shop, no item. What MMR is Hearthstone right now in SC2 terms? Too soon to say, I'm still studying, judging. What do you think blacksmith means?
Rifleman.
Could it
Do you
mean...
need a blacksmith to tech up or no?
No. Could it mean anything else?
A workshop?
And?
Upgrade?
Yep. You will need to start heading back to sync up with Tiny Great Hole when tier 3 is finishing. To get the fastest possible Tiny. So take a look at your your tech progress.
Wait, what? My tech?
Check your tier 3 progress.
Okay, done.
Yeah, so this is when you want to buy Voodoo. You want to start retraining peons now. Heal. Sell Cloak. Start trading peons. Sell Cloak. Buy Tiny Great Hole. Go to any expo. Bring 5 peons immediately. It only takes 20 seconds to produce.
Oh, what the hell?
Yeah, it happens sometimes. If you can expo before getting any units stuck in the location of the expo, all the better. Like if you can if you can put down your Tiny Great Hole before in a valid location before fully engaging. Give him a heal and send Blade away again. You want to prevent him from taking like big camps, heading to your burrows without your knowing, etc. There's probably units inside.
Do I have high ground spotters or no?
No, make a Bat Rider. Alright. Surround him with all your peons. Speed scroll and send all your peons around. Try to kill it. Alright, Tiny Great Hole. You cannot be delayed too much. There may not be anything inside. Okay. There is. Can send Blade home. Heal solve. Yeah.
Jesus Christus.
Unit production. Alright. Okay, next you need to go to laboratory, get a shredder, go to the laboratory to your left, ignore the Archmage, you need to go now, get a shredder, make a war mill now.
That's one of the hotkeys I haven't set up yet.
Okay. Immediately reveal both his main and his expo. You need to see what units he's getting now, so you can make a relevant decision. Alright, let's go quad bestiary.
You told me to build this one already as well.
And get shredder. So when you have enough lumber, we'll make another. Next you want lightning orb, alchemist, and map control. You want to prevent Mountain King from leveling up. You're gonna look around You're gonna look around locations where he might be creeping.
Do I use the scan for that or no?
No, just try to look like the shop in front of his base, Mercamp in front of his base, the other base, the Zeppelin obviously. See if he's inside there. Did you make another unit? Cancel the unit if you did. Like the raider you're making? Not good. Oh, bad. Okay, cool. That's fine. This is a very good scout. You can go all over the map with it.
The bat?
Yeah. It has full night vision. I see you're not using a hotkey for heal self.
Yeah, the problem is that I don't think I have the thing activated or something. Do I need to launch it?
Yeah, you need to activate it. That's true. It's a setting. Let's forget about it for now.
Yeah.
It might be a setting anyway. Okay, we need another bestiary. Fortified defenses. We don't have that long anymore. Another bestiary is required.
Really? 3, 4?
4. Because it delays the moment where you push over 50. And he's going to go mass armored griffin, so we need cast efficiency. Otherwise, you will run out of bats before he runs out of griffins. It depends. We need to know if he's producing right now. Try to get information if he's gone over 50. If he hasn't, you go to 3k. But if he has not produced yet, Yeah, if he has started producing, we need to start at 2k. Okay.
Do I get a healing scroll?
Yeah, sure. TP is maybe more important. There he is. There he is. Look at him.
Oh.
Okay, he's over 50. Start producing bats at 2k. And
Can I fight him or no?
you can fight him to clear out population. You would be focusing him just to remove his TP. Full hero focus. Try to save your units. Grunts don't matter. Actually, go ahead. Go over 50 now, but with bats. Focus. Yeah, actually, just let's run away from this. It's too much. It's too much. Check his armor upgrades. Okay, 1.
2 attack.
2-1. Okay. So you're gonna wait until you have 70 pop bats. Get alchemist and creep. He's gonna...
Oh, this. Oh.
Yeah, that's how it works in Warcraft.
Yeah.
It's
I think, man, my money is going away very fast.
Yeah, acid bomb first. We'll explain this later to chat, but
Yes.
acid bomb. You need to keep creeping. This mercap, that shop, he will show up here soon. He's doing the red spot. You need to take this fast. He will creepjack you from the right in like 10 seconds. So make sure to get this. Don't tank with your raider.
Oh, no. Sure.
You need a burrow? Heck.
I don't have a TP anymore.
Yeah, take
Forgot about that.
the items and run. Just run away. Just run away. Hex the Mountain King. Oh. Maybe you live. Heal yourself. Keep running. Hex the Mountain King.
No, that's no point. Uh-oh.
You know the hotkey for unstable concoction?
C? Yeah.
Okay. Okay, go get info on him and see if you can blow all the griffins up. You're gonna need 2 bats per griffin. Go ahead, blow up. If you can get acid bomb first, it's better. Go, go. You have more bats, 2 more bats. On the hawks, on the hawks. You have 4 bats. 1 more, 1 more. All right. Let's get out.
Where's my guy?
Let's get out.
Get out.
Yeah, yeah. Chemical Rage.
Oh, I got high healing spray.
Okay. So the problem now is his hero levels are too high because he crept too much with the griffins. And now even if you blow up all the bats, the heroes will be tough
I lose
to deal with.
the regular fight.
Yeah, yeah. The hero battle. So ideally, how the fight would have looked like: acid bomb all the air, hex Mountain King or Pala or something, speed scroll in all the bats.
All right, I have a pacer.
Can't lose the shredder. Not the best time to creep, maybe. Alright, focus Pala. He has no D-shield. Don't use bats for fight if there's no air. Use alchemist spells. Shadow is back. You got acid bomb. Heal scroll is still available. Get more bats, get more bats. Give mana pot to Shadow with Alki. Windwalk, Windwalk. He has bolt, he has bolt. Heal spray, heal solve, heal scroll. Yeah, you remember that. He was too far for heal wave bounce. Remake a peon, make bats. You can defend still, you can defend. But he probably has a third. So let's start mining, don't... yeah. Don't level heal spray again, just get chemical rage. It's a nice little extra mobility and damage.
Ooh.
We need to know if he has his expo. So group your units separately. Blade by himself, check out the third base. Run. No, the other one, below. Yeah. You need a third base. Get Great Hole now. Clarity, Great Hole, and Shadow. Yeah, give some shit to Alchemist. You never want to be inventory logged. Clarity. Great Hole. Go. Bot. Look, Blade. Start killing Pezzies. Go to the expo below your main. Get 2 raiders and more bats. Control group 3 should be all your bats. Control group 2 should be your 2 heroes. They can't be in the same group. Check his red spot. The one he crept previously 5 minutes ago. Yeah, that one. Put down Great Hole before you creep. Oh. Can do. Yeah, can do. Chemical Rage.
Don't have it yet.
Oh yeah, of course.
Oh, what? Didn't put down.
Bring 5 peels. You lost the bat to creeps. They're not a good tank. Send Blade in between your army and here. You don't want to get creep jacked. He's your scout. Feel free to go over 50. Post haste. Use Clarity. Creep Laboratory.
Can I creep this by myself or no?
Sure, yeah. Blade can do anything by himself. Don't tank with bots. That's why I said they need to be in a separate group. Can get 1 Kodo, drums aura. Remember, pressing K makes Kodo for everyone, or whatever hotkey you have. Like from every building, unlike Starcraft. Leave it. It's better, ring. Heal wave.
It's the same one.
Sell it. You need 1 more peon in your third.
You can sell it in the left?
No. 2 more. Okay. Reveal top left. Oh, cancel burrow. More bats. Make mass bats. Alright. Remember the training. Get everything together. Get your control groups in order. Acid bomb first, then blow up. With speed scroll. It's on your alchemist. Get everything ready. F3, alchemist. Acid bomb. Heal wave. More bats. You have more bats. 2 more bats. Watch out, alchemist. Watch out, blade. Heal scroll.
Ah.
Oh. Bat. You have a bat. Alright, good training. It's over.
Oh. The codfish got me.
The codfish. That was good. This is, I think you're at like, what, 1650 MMR or so after 4-2. Take a look at your profile. Really nice try, says chat. 1530. 1630, yeah. Okay, good. So, very interesting. Obviously, we're not going to have another game like that at this time. I'll just kind of discuss the game from start to end. You went Blade, which is at the moment unusual, but is actually quite good against what he went for. Against human, mostly people are going Farseer. But you played it really well, and I don't see any reason to deviate from that right now. Right? You got 2 Troll Trappers, his Water Elemental. That's 48, 48, 42 experience. You're now at 150, 3/4 of a level, purely on steals and summons. Very good. After that, you went to get Boots and Circlet. You had money for this, because you also didn't have a plan what else maybe you're going to be spending it on. Right, but it's fine. You left base, you made a shop, but you had no opportunity to use the shop. Because you didn't get items when you left your base, did you? Normally, when you make the Voodoo Lounge outside your base, so you went for like altar, burrow, barracks, shop, right? So the story of that build order says that you're going to take 1 item creep near your starting location, then go to the shop, which then finishes, and then you're going to go into the map. So if you're not looking to do that, if you are premeditated going across the map against human, which by the way...
Why am I building the shop?
Yeah, why are you building the shop?
Yeah.
You've slowed something down, in this case your tech, which is actually the reason you had so much money that you could even go and buy boots and circlet. Otherwise your spendings could have been earlier. Let's say if your tech was earlier, you could have gone double bestiary and firelord, or double bestiary TC, double bestiary shadow, and maybe try to finish, because your start was quite good. But I gave you the choice, Expo now, tier 3 with Expo, or, you know, try to end it. You made your choice, so I guided you a bit in that process, though I mostly didn't help much in the first half, because I wanted to see what you would do. The moment you said that you didn't really have a plan, I decided to try and help you a bit with that plan. But this strategy, this Blade Shadow Alchemist, there's actually almost no one in the world that can play that very well right now. Like, I've done it, Lynn has done it, Focus and Fly have done it, but outside of these 4, we really haven't seen it a lot. This strategy this human did was very popular from 2006 when Sky first showed it at the World Cyber Games in Italy in 2006, and then it was meta all the way to 2010, and then Starcraft came and it replaced Warcraft as we know it. I wasn't around for the resurgence in 2014, 2015 because I was playing HOTS. And then by 2018, we didn't really see this strat much anymore. It was usually with Bounty King first, then Pala, but it was basically the same concept what this guy did. Mass Griffins with Blacksmith. Now, I'm not sparing any details because you are an experienced player, even if you're not in tune with the meta. So I'm going to tell you the concept of what he did so that you can understand how I view the game, okay?
Okay.
So he had a Blacksmith. I asked you what you think it means. Rifles was correct. Possibly for upgrades is correct. Possibly for workshop. That was all correct, right? And so I saw the Blacksmith. I don't know yet if he's going to do a tier 2 rifle play or air. But I'm aware of it, but I didn't want to spoil it for you. Because we need to find moments in your game to scout. Which eventually we did. A little bit late. Normally, if we see triple aviary, we kind of want 3 base as fast as possible. So what you need to know about Bat Riders. Bat Riders Unstable Concoction is a special damage type called the Enhanced Damage type. Enhanced means that it is counterable both by magic resistance and by armor. So it is one of the few things that gets stopped by Banshee Anti-Magic Shell, as well as armor upgrades.
Understood.
Yeah, and Unstable Concoction cannot be amplified with any attack upgrades. So it only continues to scale worse into the game. It will do something like 550 damage on the first hit and something like 140 damage on splash in a humble radius around the first target. So depending on whether he splits or not, as you are moving in your bats, you need to make a split-second decision alongside with the speed scroll effect that you're hopefully giving your bats, whether you think you're going to have a lot of splash or not. If you think you're going to have a lot of splash, 2 bats per griffin will generally suffice. But if you're not going to have a lot of splash, you may need to make the decision to spend 3 bats per griffin. Or you can try to do a fake engage, at which point he will mess up his pre-spread of his griffins, get a little closer, and then you make your play. So there's a lot of like fake move-ins and fake move-outs to kind of try to get the position you want. The more prepared he is, the more spread his griffins are going to be. Because he only needs a couple of griffins to hit your Great Hall. That's enough pressure for you to be forced to act. And so he will have a very wide flock across the entire white screen. So usually it's better to catch a griffin guy when he's moving towards your expansion, because then they're all going to be grouped up.
Right.
Blade Master is crucial. He is your scout, and he won't be aware of it because he doesn't have a flying machine and has no other way of having true sight. So the blade will constantly be checking where he is without engaging. And then your Shadow and Alchemist and whatever ground army you have will be waiting nearby, out of sight. Bats have 1800 night vision, and normally units have 800 night vision. So they basically have more than double. So along with your bats as well as your blade, you should have the vision advantage. You will then use F3, which is your third hero in production, to move forward, do an acid bomb. You'll try to hit it on a cluster. I noticed that the one time you managed to remember to use acid bomb, it went to his 5 Dragonhawks rather than his 8 or 10 or so Griffins. right? Dragonhawks are counter to bats, but they're not a threat to your ground. So you should really be taking out the griffins as quickly as possible, and the acid bomb to leverage that. So acid bomb does armor reduction, which means it's your only way to make bat explosion better. And it does damage over time, which means that even if you leave a griffin at 5% life, it may actually die from the DOT.
Okay.
And then healing is obviously to keep your heroes alive. Grunts are completely garbage. They'll be useless. That one fight where I ill-advisedly asked you to attack, grunts died. It's really whatever. And then usually you'll have one Kodo to amplify 20% damage for your heroes, to make your Shadow, Blades, and Alchemist damage better against air. And then maybe you'll have like 2 Raiders. And sometimes it may even be good to have a Torrent Totem as well. The Torrent Totem can make walkers, which can spread damage, which makes it so that the moment he even so much as looks at one of your heroes and Stormbolts it and focus with Griffins, it won't immediately die.
Okay.
And the second reason you might want walkers is so that you can disenchant Protection Scroll, which is another 2 armor that you don't want to have to deal with. So that adds even more pressure on the initial engagement, because if he's ready, he's going to pre-spread and use Protection Scroll. Sometimes even Inner Fire in the extreme late game, which is another 5 armor. So then you need to move in with your walkers, do a disenchant. Even if they die, they've done their job. And then you're going to do Acid Bomb. Acid Bomb is not dispellable, by the way, in case you were wondering. And then you blow everything up with the bats.
Okay.
This is one of the most difficult strategies to deconstruct. So not every game is going to be like this. I'm just going to go deep, and if it's too deep, then you can let me know, and we can go in another direction.
No, I think I understand most of the theory. How do you set up your control groups overall? Because I was
Sure.
messing around a little bit with that.
Yeah. As you know, F1, F2, F3 is your hero control. So theoretically, you shouldn't need a single control group to control your blade.
Yeah.
However, my brain thinks horizontally. So I can't contextualize F1 and then go to 2 for shadow group. So I still put blade alone in 1.
Okay.
Ideally, I would be able to do it differently, but I can't because I think horizontally. And so blade will be on 1 during scouting, harassing, and splitting. And then 2 will be everything else on the ground, which is Shadow, Grunt, Raider, Headhunter, Kodo, Walker, everything in 2. And then 3 will be nothing at that moment. Usually during this type of splitting moment, there really isn't that much to put on Control Group 3. Then as the game goes on, or even if you're in that scenario, if I have time to redo my control group before an engagement, I will. I'll quickly do F1, F2, F3 together with all the Grunt, Raider, Kodo, maybe a Headhunter or 2. Then I'll put my bats, if I have any, in 2. Or my Raiders in 2 by themselves. And then in 3 will be Walkers. So I'll try to quickly recalibrate my control groups before the fight. And if there's no time for it, I'll just not rely on them. I'll just use box select, individual clicks, etc.
Okay.
If you're not doing splitting, or if it's later game and you cannot afford to be outside of your standard control grouping, then you should have it how you want to have it in the actual fight. And that means Blade, Shadow, Alchemist all in group 1, together with Kodo, Raider, maybe 2 Raiders and a Kodo, and then Walkers in 3, and then Bats go to 2. And then if you still want to do the prep scouting with Blade, you will give like a command to everyone, like group 1, position over here, and then you quickly press F1 to override Blade's movement, right?
Yeah.
So he will have like a little stupid movement where he ping-pongs between, but you know, it's a worthy sacrifice.
Yeah.
And then once you get to bigger bat groups, more than 1, can I ask, are you using 4 for buildings?
Yeah. For my Great Hall.
5?
For my barracks.
6?
For my altar.
7?
Don't.
War mill, maybe.
Warmo, yeah.
So-
I thought I could just put it in the Great Hall, just like I do in Starcraft.
Oh, you do that in Starcraft. That's weird, but actually smart. You technically don't need Great Hall that much anymore as the game goes on, in my opinion. You can press backspace to center on your Great Hall.
Okay, I didn't know that.
And then I use that quite a bit. It's quite nice. You kind of need a fourth group once you have bats. I actually override my war mill in the late game.
Sorry, can I put that on mouse? Is that allowed?
I don't know. I mean, I think it's allowed. Are you able to do that?
Yes, sir.
You sometimes use control groups in Starcraft on your mouse?
All army hotkey and a harassing control group. Yeah.
Okay, if you are comfortable with that, then you can try to do that. I don't know if W3 Champions supports it. So that's up to you to find out next time.
Yeah, okay, I'll do it next time.
But 2 groups for bats should be minimum. I sometimes have more than 2 groups, but not often.
Okay.
What do you know or think about upkeep?
I mean, I understand how it works.
Yeah.
The general concept is you want to spend as much money as possible before you go into low upkeep. Or sorry, you want to save as much money as possible before you go in low upkeep, buy most of your items, get your production ready, and then you kind of push through.
Nice. That's exactly it, right? And you kind of did that right already. Like you naturally stopped at 50. You did have you were filling up on raiders, which is kind of understandable because you didn't like form a lot of thought yet about what needs to come after. It blocked alchemist for a bit, and then we spent a bit too much time at that time where we were not creeping. We needed to creep up. But generally, in this matchup, the ideal situation is that you had a pretty strong start. After that, you should never lose track of where the Archmage is. So you literally want 100% control time on where the Archmage is, because he's trying to think of how ridiculous, right? He's fast expanding, didn't buy mercs, only went 5 footmen, was Archmage level 2, not even 3, and then he went straight to tier 3, made non-stop blacksmith upgrades, got triple aviary, and his first units were griffins. So that entire window, we want to be all over him, all on top of him. Now, he tried to circumvent that a bit with Zeppelin. The moment you see Zeppelin, bam, instant Bat Rider, right? Yeah. Then you try to deal with it with Raider. We didn't even really need to respond too much to the Zeppelin. Mostly, we just needed to get that expo up without making the creeps move forward first. Make sure the creeps don't ensnare one of your units, which will then block optimum Great Hall location. Get that expo up as quickly as possible. Then you max out on 50 with 1 Alchemist, 2 Raiders, Blade Shadow, minimum. If you have space for it, then you can add a Kodo, maybe a Walker. If you have no space, then we need those elements at least. The 3 heroes and 1 or 2 Raiders for map control. So what happens next, you want to keep creeping up your Shadow and Alchemist, but you want it to be his creeps. So you want to make sure that you create this really large circle around his base where he's got nothing to do. So in order for him to get any breadcrumbs, he needs to go to the danger zone where the wolf will be waiting for him. You're stronger than him for about 5 minutes more. And after that, griffins come, you're weaker for a bit. So you want to make optimum use of those 5 minutes to make everything last longer for him.
This all makes a lot of sense.
Cool. I'm sure you would even just do a lot better already a second time if you play against the same build. I actually see a lot of value in that. So let's play a 1-on-1, and I'll kind of play like him, and you will try to apply what you've learned from this game and the analysis.
Okay.
And I'm not going to like go hard because it is useful to create a roughly reasonable challenge.
Okay. I did have a question about the early game phase.
Mm-hmm.
What are reasonable targets? So imagine I'm windwalking towards him, bumpy dumpy dum. He realizes.
Yeah.
And then he just kind of sits around and I can kill none of the creeps. And my windwalk is running down. Do I then just smash his hero and piss off again?
It's a great question. So is this his first creep camp, laboratory? Or
can I be there in time?
So you went there pretty much straight away. You saw the footman. I knew what it meant, but you didn't yet. I let you discover it, mostly. Right? Mm-hmm. If you see a slightly hurt footman, they're always doing a creep pool. This was not done yet when you were playing, so you wouldn't know. But there is an AI manipulation technique where if you do a pool with a tier 1 melee unit, the creeps won't cast any spells. So no boulders, no inner fire. Inner fire, yes, he won't come. Or maybe also no inner fire. It kind of depends. But anyway, that showed he was doing laboratory. You showed up, you stole quite a bit. he's always going to be doing that camp at a good level, and you're already at above average level. So the question is, let's say he hadn't immediately hightailed it to his expansion, but instead it'd be waiting in his base. You're in a windwalk or you're nearby, what do you do? Is that your question?
Yeah, yeah. I'd smash his. In my mind, I smash his hero and I walk away.
If your windwalk's running out, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think so. I think Archmage is a higher prior target than Footman. There's too many of them. You do not have the tools to lower enough Footman's health to make that a relevant attack angle if they're full.
Okay.
So yes, highest priority is creep steal, then peasant kill, then killing low water elemental, then killing low footies, and if none of those are low, then you whack the Archmage. You want to avoid trades, especially if you forgot to bring heal cells. So there was this moment where you stole the Troll Trapper on the expansion.
Yeah.
And then you traded blows with Archmage for a while to linger nearby. We're gonna want to avoid that. You can use your Grunt to stay near to check the Ogre Mage HP progress, which you also ended up stealing, which is amazing, right? And it was kind of okay. And even the way you did it was kind of okay. You ended up losing a bit more health, but we're talking optimum efficiency is not there, but overall it was really good. So nothing wrong with that. Then you went to get boots. This is always a bit of a tricky moment because when you get boots, if he doesn't follow, you lose sight of where he is. So while you're buying boots, try to use a Grunt to track the Archmage. You're almost equally fast, not quite, but almost equally fast, right? But he actually showed up himself, also bought boots, so you kept contact. Then it got a little weird. We're getting to tier 2. We were talking about the theory. You lost sight of where he is. Ideally, you want to keep eye on where the Archmage is. So there's a lot of chasing with your blade on his Archmage and try to never lose him around the corner. Shadow will then come out. I saw you were very quick at buying heal self, clarity, speed. I was very pleased with how fast that was, but you didn't use triple heal solve on your grunts.
Yeah.
And
yeah, that was a hotkey issue though.
Hotkey
I have
issue.
an excuse.
Can you try to fix that now?
I think it's fixed.
Okay, cool. So you would have heal solved. You would bring a heal solve to your blade. So try to make your blade and your shadow connect. By the way, join Grub1 on DubChamps. So you would need to give a heal solve to your Blade Master so that he can carry on. And then you would do some shadow creeping. You're waiting for tier 3. And so your shadow ended up creeping a Null Overseer camp underneath the blue location. If you look at the minimap, right? The one that's notified as a blue.
Mm-hmm.
That's okay. That's one of the camps he might want, right? But the very important ones are the 7 o'clock gold mine. You want to make sure to always have vision of that so that he doesn't take it without your knowing. You can do that with a hold position Bat Rider over the water in between his main and his third.
Reasonable.
You want to make sure that he never gets his Goblin Shop without you fucking with him. Right?
Goblin Shop.
Yeah, the Goblin Shop is right in front of the red base. The house to the top right of the red base.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
With the fat warlord. The tall warlord.
Exactly.
Yeah.
He's not allowed to creep that. He's not allowed to creep the 2 mercenary camp. He's not allowed to creep purple or blue. And the small green camps are a bit more okay, but you should basically be on top of all of it.
Okay.
And you can only do that if Shadow buys double heal solve clarity speed. So that you have the resources. And then as tier 3 is finishing, when it's 80-90%, Shadow needs to head back, buys a tiny Great Hall. You fix up a Shredder somewhere. You bring 5 peons to your expo. You remake 1 in your main, so you have 3 on lumber. Shredder fills in the rest of the lumber need. And those 3 peons, when you have enough lumber, you'll make bestiaries. That can be triple bestiary, which will be a more expeditious approach, or it can be 4 bestiary if you're delaying longer and leveraging upkeep more.
Okay. Yeah, if I'm not going home with my blade ever. Like, so in my mind, I had to get level 3 because in my mind that was really important for me. But
yeah, you should have had it.
Okay.
And you can get that with, let's say, you could after Shadow comes out, you don't have to clear Expo immediately because you can do that as you have the tiny, right? So Shadow should become... Oh, you had a moment where you started hexing and killing some footmen.
Yeah.
That's good. We do that. I think he ended up running.
Yeah, he ran. And I took his camp.
Which camp? The Overseer.
I don't know what. It was above the goblin shop. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Kill the Purger first, the ranged Purger.
Is it the poison man?
No, he's not poison, he's Purge. He's level 3, he's called Null Warden. You killed the level 5 Overseer first. The Overseer has Kodo Aura, so it seems like a good kill, but he's too tanky actually to make him the primary target. There's a much weaker level 3 range creep. It's a bit more efficient to kill that first, and then the Overseer.
Okay.
You did that without Blade. Your Blade was AFK. You were working on a good habit, which is Blade tracking and Shadow creeping. But in that case, maybe you can just use Blade to creep with Shadow instead, to make the whole thing less painful and more quickly.
Okay. And when I'm creeping, what am I tanking with?
Blade.
Blade.
Any hero tanking is better because hero armor is higher than Grunts. Grunts have 1 armor. Armor is 6% effective health on the base amount. And Shadow has like 4 and Blade has 5. After he gets more, it's 6. So it's more efficient to heal solve those targets, right?
Okay.
So tank with Shadow, but don't let him die to creeps or be near death, obviously.
Yes, sir. Let me just think for a minute.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah, I think I have it.
The title says he wants to make top 50. Why is he playing Orc then? I heard a former Dutch champion call it the weakest race. Misschien. The student will outgrow the master. Don't worry about it.
I'm ready.
Okay, cool. Let's... do we mute each other? Or do you want to talk during?
No, let's mute. Let's mute.
Okay. Muted. Let's go, guys. All right, so we're going to be playing against Hearthstone. We're roughly going to be reprising the same build. This is the first time that I'm playing against Hearthstone since 2006 in Warcraft 3, which is pretty cool. We'll basically try to make it as similar as possible as the player just now. Ladder practice is very valuable, but there are few things more valuable when you are practicing a new game, like Warcraft 3, RTS. There are few things more valuable than actually having repeated experiences, and this is often sorely lacking in a game like Warcraft 3 when you're playing on ladder, because, you know, everyone plays differently. So you have a problem, you have a response, you want to check, was my response right? You can try to self-improve, think a bit about it, what should I have done? But then the next time you apply it might be 2 months later until someone else plays like that. So I'm offering him the courtesy and convenience of playing against the same thing again, as I can copy someone's build when I see it once, and then we're going to be able to see what improvements he's able to make. Whatever he learned just now, it will take some time to apply it very effectively, but he's smart, he's skilled, he's a fast learner. Even if he doesn't immediately contextualize and apply everything that I just told him, it's still going to be a very valuable lesson for his sleep learning tonight, and then tomorrow he's going to be a lot better at it already without even thinking about it tonight per se, because this sort of thing goes into your subconscious and then you'll dream about it, and if you don't dream about it, your subconsciousness still thought about it and learned as it prepares for the challenges that you faced that day. So I'm going to be going for the Griffin build that he just played against, and he will be having the opportunity to play against it. We will watch most likely the replay afterwards, and then we're going to be able to see whether he made any improvements in his build, and that's going to be quite nice indeed. So we're going to do the creep pool that the guy did as well against Hearthstone, and pulling the militia now. This makes sure that the rock golem isn't going to be casting any boulders. We don't want the elemental to die too fast, but for some reason the rock golem was zoning in a bit on the archmage. Gonna send the low militia home. So he killed one peasant. Tried to get the steel, didn't get it this time. We can't micro too hard, because if we do, it's not going to be as representative. So that windwalk was a mistake by him. You don't want to over windwalk. When nothing is happening, you're not going to press that windwalk. Nice, nice body block attempts. Looks like we're going to be needing more peasants here soon. We can bring more. Killed that ourselves too. All right. So obviously he's in a little bit worse position than before. I really need to not try to... I need to not do too much. But at the same time, it also feels kind of dumb to play bad on purpose. And like, because it's very easy for me to activate my request mindset where like sometimes I play bad on purpose in order to not win too hard. Otherwise I can't get the level 6 Dark Ranger and everything. Like he needs to earn it as well, you know? The better to check the progress. Like I'm not gonna exaggerate in style and stuff, but I need to be able to at least play in a legit way. I need to not raffle stomp him so that we can check whether his responses in the late game are correct, right? So we're gonna scout him with a footman. But I'm also not gonna like let my hero die on purpose. Like he doesn't need that either, right? We never we can actually cancel peasants now. Let's get the shredder. We never went easy on each other in Starcraft 2 either. All right, let's move out. So usually at this time, Human is gonna try to make sure Orc doesn't counter expand. So what we're gonna do actually is we are gonna have the option of buying some mercenaries. And then if he's counter expanding, we're gonna throw at him. But we see now he's going to tier 3. And that means he's not tier 2 counter expanding. Attack up, get lumber mill, gonna get arcane tower, blacksmith, and arcane vault as well. So the tier 2 basically shows, hey, this guy is not doing a tier 2 expand. The tier 3 shows no tier 2 expand. It shows bestiary raiders with a tiny great hole attempt. So now we roughly know what timing we have to counter. We have a footman on position to check which expo he might be going towards. And then we're gonna make an arcane tower in each. And now what we're gonna do is we're gonna do a burrow attack. Technically, we should probably not do a burrow attack because that's not something I taught him. Yeah, let's just not. Like, obviously we have an angle to attack these, and that would be something he would have to deal with. But it's kind of unfair because we'd be adding challenges that were not part of the previous game. And so I think that's an unnecessary overcomplication. What we will do is what the other guy did, which is a Zeppelin attack. Probably want to make one guard tower here as well. So he found us. The alchemist is here already, which is nice. All right, this is good. He already improved, right? he's hunting us. He's got his alchemist out. he lost vision on the obviously on the Zeppelin. Okay, Footman, look to the left if he knows. Oh yeah, look. Okay, good, good. So what he should be doing now, based on what I taught him, is obviously he should be making a bat. So we're going to use the Footman to check if the bat is coming. This is what we taught him. And Shadow and Alchemist now should be creeping. There's the bat, very good. Right, we see that with the Footman. We're gonna just let him get it. Very nice. This is good. We'll go straight 2 or 3. So we can now see where he's expanding. Does he have Tiny Great Hole yet? Yes, he does. Very good. So we're hiring some mercs for that. That's not something the previous opponent did, but he should be able to deal with it. I wouldn't have hired this if I thought it's definitely gonna work. It's a reasonable thing to have happen. His peons are coming. Let's see how he deals with this fight. We're kind of checking his micro here. This should be an okay challenge for him. Just gonna try and take down his raider. So this is problematic for him. I'm just gonna kind of pull back because I'm afraid we're gonna win too early. But he's chasing me, so I kind of have to stand my ground. Stand my ground, lol. Kill him, Grubby. No, no, no. Not yet, not yet. Hey, he gave boots to Shadow. Squawk. Alright, the question is, during all this, is he remembering to build his bestiaries up? Yeah, not really good to focus Archmage here, he's never gonna get it. He has Hex now, he just has Hex. He's not gonna get me. He probably didn't check item. Because I have Boots Invul, so I can't die here. So did he remember to check if I've started producing griffins yet? Alright. Let's see if he... Yeah, oh, good, very good. He's preventing Healsoft from being cancelled. Alright. Nice. So the moment he sees 3 griffins, that doesn't necessarily mean we've gone over 50. We could still be under, depending on exactly how many peasants and stuff. The moment he sees 6 griffins, that would be enough for him to consider producing soon. We're gonna expand here now. He may think that expanding here will be, you know, where it's gonna happen. But it doesn't have to be there, it can be here as well. My army happened to be closer here, so this is my expo location. Very important for him to make sure that I don't get an expansion. Speedy little dwarf, yeah, he's very fast. Gonna get Invul, heal scroll. We're basically ready to go. He should be producing bats now, is he? Oh, where are your bestiaries? Oh no, man. He just started the second. Nope. I mean, the stress test of the fight, it was just too much, right? Yeah, so that means he's not ready for these griffins yet. So we're not going to attack, it wouldn't prove anything. I want to give him a chance to make some bat riders. He's at 5,000 gold? Really? By the way, Brutaloid, don't spoil, please. Not appreciated. It doesn't matter now, because obviously, you know, this is not like full competitive Sweatlord game. But you just gave info from the other stream, and I feel like you should have the sense not to do that. Check Expo? No, this footman has checked this all along. Ban him? We give him a chance, guys. We give him a chance. I want to make sure that when we fight, he's got the bats. So I'm just gonna use money to get info about where he is. So he took the Zeppelin, which is actually cheaper. Where is he actually? So he's got the 4 bestiaries, but he's not producing yet. I wonder why. Now he is. Okay. So normally a human would also go for Sanctum now and get Inner Fire. By the way, we are not allowed to get this much creeps, obviously. How would you rate his current play considering his Warcraft 3 experience? I feel like he's learning fast, but there's still a lot of work to do. Some of you may have watched yesterday's Euthermal coaching. It had a very different character. It was more... Hearthstone is like quite a serious guy, and so I am scaling my coaching based on the type of person that I'm dealing with, right? He's serious, he's very serious about like challenging himself, so I'm not holding back with my data sharing, and I'm not holding back with anything really, right? Except maybe my skill in this game. And so I feel like he's picked up what I've taught him quite fast, but there's still a really long road to go for him to get top 100. This is me testing his engage. That's kind of unfair because I storm bolted his alchemist. So that he couldn't get acid bomb off. Yesterday we had to teach you thermal all the basics, and today he already starts. I think Harstem's starting point was already 1600 MMR. He's winning more than he's losing when he started on W3 Champions. That's already quite good. His creep steals against the other guy were very good. He already watched replays himself, so he's already at a more advanced place. Is there a better strategy against Mass Griffins? This is the best. When you open Blade, this is the best strat. But there's a couple of elements missing, like potentially headhunters, walkers to transition. Yo. What was your max bank?
Like 4K?
That's quite a lot, huh?
4K 60 lumber.
Did you forget Shredder?
I couldn't find the time. You were bullying me with the creeps, with the mercenaries.
Yeah, sorry. I told myself I'm not gonna do anything the guy didn't do, but then
Yeah, you bullied me with the mercs.
A little bit.
That was that fight was very bad. But before it, you were level 3 so fast.
You didn't steal the creeps because I was doing like stop micro and stuff. I wanted to scale my play to the guy, but during playing I felt like it's not a good idea because it will be like a poor barometer if I'm like deliberately losing my Archmage or something.
Yeah.
Like
no, it's
a starting barometer.
When you denied your first water elemental, I knew it was going to be a rough game. It's fun though. It feels good to get completely rinsed, you know? There's no better feeling than getting completely rinsed.
I agree. It's important to get rinsed early.
Yeah. Otherwise, build it up too much.
And
now I know.
I know you're a serious player, serious and ambitious, so I don't really need to hold back with that, right? I don't need to worry about your feelings.
Yeah.
You improved several things from before. You had a nice early alchemist.
Yeah.
You tried not to overcommit with the trades. Your blade HP stayed at a good level.
Yeah.
You were more aware of where I was at most times. Nice blade scouting. The Bat Rider came out early. You made sure the Zeppelin disappeared.
Yeah.
Expo timing, pretty sweet. Overall, I think all the important things that we covered were improved.
Yeah, I have a question actually.
Yeah, go ahead.
You said on Fortress cooldown, I pretty much get the Great Hall, right?
Yeah.
That is before Alchemist still.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. I did that the wrong way around. It felt completely wrong.
Yeah,
I knew it wasn't right in the moment because there's no point in having that dude out yet at that point.
He's sharing leveling, but you want Shadow 3 to kind of be safer.
Yeah.
But you realized this yourself. That's great.
Yeah, because of that, I was so late near my gold, and as a result, I couldn't take my own gold, and then I couldn't do the Goblin, and I couldn't get the Shredder because I was so delayed. Yeah. And also, I was messing around a bit on the left side with the Zeppelin, and it just didn't go so smooth, you know?
Yeah, I decided to wait a bit with the Griffin attack because I had been ready for 5 minutes, but I wanted to make sure we got at least one Bat Rider engagement, right?
Yeah. And
it was a bit unfair. I Stormbolted your Alchemist, so I have to ask you, did you Acid Bomb at that time?
Before the fight? Nope.
No, did you Acid Bomb as he got bolted? When you, like, your speed scroll was already on. Did you issue an Acid Bomb command?
No, okay. I did not. Okay. Absolutely not.
Yeah, I mean, it's hard. Like, after hundreds or even thousands of Warcraft games, sometimes I'm still like, I'm not going to get a third hero. It's too much to manage. So,
yeah. It's rough. There's a lot of setting up the engagements, and I'm so lost the entire time. Like when it's like, what am I supposed to be doing exactly now?
Of course.
It's like I don't really have movement ideas really, and then very often I realize something has happened. So I knew that you had crept your Mer camp.
Yeah. How did you know? I
just knew it because you weren't in other positions. I was like, oh, it must have been the Merc.
Right in front of my base. Big camp. Useful.
Yeah. And it was the one thing that I was very sad about. That's actually the thing I'm saddest about, that I gave you the Merc camp for free because you specified I couldn't let you do that.
Yeah, me too.
I don't think there was any other... Like there were some control problems where I wasn't happy with. But overall, I feel like the theory made a lot of sense to me.
Yeah. I had an opportunity to go for your burrows. If you don't have fortified, I decided not to because the guy didn't. And then I just like invalidate everything else.
Okay.
That
Can't you?
is a
Is it
threat.
too expensive for you to get the defend? Is it called defense?
No, I could definitely do it, and then you'll need to add more tricks to your repertoire to stop that.
Yeah,
Yeah, definitely.
because that's what I saw in the game between Lin and some human.
Sok, Musang Sung, Fortitude.
No, it was played recently.
Fortitude.
Maybe Fortitude. Yeah, this guy, he would just send footman.
Oh yeah,
And
three
he
footmen
just
with
rally
defend.
two every single time.
Yeah,
Poof, two in there, two
freaking
in there.
annoying. So annoying.
You have nothing to do with it.
Yeah.
Yeah. I guess
The best
we'll
thing.
cross that bridge when we get to it.
Yeah, we'll deal with that later. The thing that benefits you the most right now, because you've got a lot of the basics, but you need the visuals of decision making and to see an organic build up that looks like this. So I'm going to look for a human player in chat now, and I will play against them, and we'll talk during it.
Okay, cool. Yeah, I'd love that.